Hi everybody, how's it going? Got some information for you today, but before I get into some of that, I found this book of Pokemon cards. I'm going to show you some of them in a minute that are old. I forgot I had them. I thought it was just a junk binder. And, you know, I get confused on the symbols every now and then. I'm not sure which is which, because there was a time where I didn't even mess with any of this Pokemon stuff. So I did this when I was big into Magic to keep the symbols straight, because I stopped playing after a while, stopped collecting when they changed the artwork. So anyway, here's what I did. I'm going to hold this here for a while so you can take a look at it and even photo it. It's got all the sets on and what the symbols look like. If I turn it like this, it'd probably be better for the phone. If you take a photo with your phone. Anyway, you can see all the symbols. I did this freehand. And instead of looking at going to Bulbapedia to see what card the set's from, to try to figure out where it came from, I made this setup. Almost all the way done. Like I said, this is freehand. I'll put it this way too. I'm not sure which way is better to look at. I did this for my own information, but I'm sharing it in case you guys want to look at it and might help you. So before I get to that binder, I'm gonna go over a few things. I picked up some Shining Legends and some Hidden Fates because some people were talking about those. I was talking to some collectors and investors, so I just picked up some of those. And I was looking at some other channels on YouTube, investing, and just some of the people that open things up. And I just gotta tell you guys, I'm telling you, booster boxes that are sealed and packs, but mainly boxes, that's the way to go. Because even though booster boxes cost a lot more, okay? Like for instance, I could have bought, look, I found this down in this desk area, I forgot about it. I paid $121 for this. Like back when Fossil Jungle, the Neos were coming out. I just looked at it online and they're like $600. So my $121 went up to $600. That's not a bad investment for like a stock, okay? Over like, what is it, 15, 20 years. But if I would have took that $120 and bought like a booster box of the same era, it would have totally blew away this investment. So, I do buy tins and other things like that, but like the tins and packs, you could sell them off. Like if I buy 5 of these, I could always sell 5 of these off. Where if I buy a booster box that costs so much more money, if it's a vintage box, I'm probably not going to sell it off because I probably only have maybe 1, maybe 2 of it. So basically, the booster boxes beat everything as far as gains. They just destroy everything. It's insane how much they're going up, and I don't think they're going down. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? Because there's people out there, okay? They are going to take a box of this, like this Majestic Dawn, okay, and they're going to open it, and I've watched them do it. Some of them keep them, but a lot of them, what they're doing is they have a bunch of their subscribers that will buy packs out of it, and they will pay premium price to watch it be opened up on YouTube. There's a guy that says he's going to do a vintage box every, I think it's Pokerev is his name, a vintage box every Thursday. I just watched him open up a box of Neo Genesis. He says a $20,000 box. People paid him, some people bought 4 packs, most people bought 1 pack. Almost everybody except for maybe 4 people got less than what they probably paid for the box. If you take like 20,000 and divide by 36, it's like maybe $500, something like that. A few of them got some good cards, but most of them lucked out, right? So here's my point. If you want the thrill of opening up, yeah, you can't beat that. Money can't, that's a different story. But if you're talking about investments, they're better off just keeping the pack sealed, right? So if he's opening a box up, Now he also says, like, you know, Furious Fist is considered vintage too. You know, he has it in the same, you know, his same playlist. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Like something that's XY people might consider as vintage. I wouldn't consider that as vintage yet. I'd say, like, you know, black and white, platinum, you know, diamond and pearl, and older. I wouldn't consider X and Y vintage just yet. It's just, it's gonna get there, you know, but not right now as far as vintage packs opening and boxes opening. Anyway, my point is, if he's opening a box up and he's just one guy, and there's other guy like that, Leon Hart, I think his name, he's like, I see him every time I go to YouTube, is popping up on my list, you know, with him raising his hands or looking surprised. He's going to open some box up or something. My point is, every time somebody does that, they are cracking open a box that's not going to be available on the market because they're opening up the packs and the box. So if you have a box that's sealed, it's going to go up in value because they're opening another one that's just another one that's gone. It's never, you know, you can't redo it. You can't put it in the packs unless you're a scammer like what this guy did, you know, reseal packs. Anyway, and that ain't going to get very far because they're not going to be able to do it right. Anyway, the whole point is booster boxes give you the biggest gains. And I mean, there's a guy selling Skyrich $35,000 for a box of Skyrich, and it's cracked open, but the packs are all in it. You know, what would that be if the packs were sealed? You know, $40,000. I mean, that's way beyond my price range of buying a box right now. I don't even want to spend $8,000 on a box. I mean, $35,000. That's a new car. You know, you think about that. You know, $8,000 is a good used car. So anyway, my whole point is, like I said, booster boxes are. If you want to put money into something and want to go up fast, buy an old vintage booster box. Try to get one that's not a whole bunch of them for sale, like on eBay. Like, my opinion too is, I own Jungle, Fossil, and Base, and there's a lot of Base, a lot of Jungle, and a lot of Fossil. Don't understand why. Maybe a lot of people saved it, but you see it. You know, you see it on there. You know, a lot. But it's gonna dry up because people are gonna be opening some up. But like, that doesn't interest me as much as some of the stuff that I don't have. You know. So anyway. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Let's get to this binder. So I go grab this binder downstairs and I opened it up, and you can see it's like, this is my daughter's birthday card, one of them that I put on here just so I know this is Pokemon cards. And here's another one. Look at this. When she was 6, both of them, I think 6. Yeah. So that's the era of these cards, which is what, like, you know, 18 years ago, 17 years ago. So let's see what we got in here. There's a bunch of trainer cards here. And we got some better cards. What are those? Those are Destiny. There's a Gym. I don't know if you can see all those, but because there's some glare on the plastic, but those are definitely hollows. That's why I did that chart, because I'm like, what is this? You know, I think that's Discovery. So I was going to show you some things, right? So let's let me pick one. Go to the next page. I'll pick one of them. I'm going to show you the hollows and what you should think about if you want to grade something. These are all mint, taken out of the pack, put into here. I forget even how I got these, you know. I have no idea what they're worth. Basically, you gotta grade them if you want to make them worth a lot. So I'm going to talk about when to grade and when not to grade. I'm going to pull that Typhlosion. Apparently Typhlosion is a big popular card. I mean, it's popular, but it's probably because it's a starter. So anyway, this is from Destiny, and the corners all look good. This is the back of the card. The back of the card looks good. So what you gotta watch is, if you want to grade a card, you're looking for you want to get a PSA 10 or a Beckett 9.5. That's where the big money is. Beckett 10. Good luck getting that. These grading companies really annoy me sometimes. I've seen some Magic cards like I was telling you about. Like I've looked at like some beta cards and some beta dual lands, and because I have a lot of that stuff, and where I was investing money into some of the Arabian Nights and Mishra, the Antiquities. Because if you look at a box of Antiquities, there's only a couple good cards out of the set. Same thing with Arabian Nights. Like 4 cards out of that set are really good. So I was investing money in those cards because there's people wanting like $250,000 for a box of Arabian Nights when it was available. Now it's gone. And like Antiquities, they wanted like $30,000 for a box of Antiquities. You're better off buying the card, because you're gonna get a bunch of junk. And I watched a guy on YouTube pull one Mishra workshop out of the whole box. And he might have got a Candelabra. I'm not even sure. I don't think he got a Candelabra. So he pulled like the best card out, one. So, you know how many of those I could buy in PSA 9.5 or even a 10 for $30,000? Way more than he got. And nobody wants to buy the junk stuff. I mean, you can sell it cheap, maybe get rid of it, but you're not getting your money back. So as an investment, it's a bad idea to do that. So anyway, I was watching PSA people great things and Beckett people great things, not watching, but viewing like what they consider higher grades, right? And I'd look at stuff and it'd be like, seriously? I've seen cards that grade way better and have a lower number on them, but yet there's stuff in sealed graded cards that definitely look like a whole grade or a grade and a half lower, but it has a high grade on it. So it's like, what is these people have like a bad day and get mad at people, or have a good day, or they got friends grading? I mean, my whole point is PSA and Beckett, it's basically their opinion and the person doing it, and by and large, they're probably like 80% of the time they're going to be good and follow like a, how should I say this? They're going to be consistent 80% of the time. But there's 20% of those cards out there that they deserve a better grade or they deserve a worse grade, So I really don't trust them, but that's how it is, It's like if you want to get things graded, you guys send it to them. And I don't like PSA. I'd really go to Beckett. So anyway, you want the higher grades. Like the difference between a 9 and a 10 could be 10 grand or 5 grand. It's huge because everybody look at the population. Like if this card was a 10 versus a 9, there might be like 50, there might be 100 9s and there might be like 20, 10s. So anyway, what you want to do is you want to look to see if there's any print lines on the hollow surface of this. I'm going to look at it, not in front of the camera, see if I can see anything. It looks like there's nothing there. Yeah, there's nothing on this card. And that is going to, and if you look at it and you don't see any print lines, then you got something 9.5 to 10 possibility, But if it has some print lines in there, because I've sent cards in and go like, it's a perfect card. What they give you a 9 for? Oh, there's a scratch in the hollow surface. So that would downgrade you. So I'm just sharing that information with you guys so that there's print lines that are very faint in there. If they are, that's going to like hit you down, even though the rest of the card looks normal. And I didn't learn that until later on in my life. So anyway, I'm just sharing that to you. I figured I'd pull one out and show you the condition of it. So I'll keep moving along. I'll show you the rest of these cards, and then I'm going to stop the video. I just want to show you some of the stuff that was sitting around. Some guy pulled one of those on YouTube. Oh, that's a first edition too. Ooh, let's see what he looks like. I didn't realize he was first edition. When I bought those boxes long time ago, you couldn't get the boxes, let alone get the first edition stuff. You're happy just to get some jungle boxes. I sold some of this stuff too, that's why I don't have it. Like when you're selling things, you don't think, oh, I'm going to put this stuff away forever. You're looking to sell things, turn over things, and make money. I own a couple card stores. Bad idea. People steal from you. The workers are trading their own cards. They come first and the store comes second. If you get some loyal employees, then you can do good. But it's like, it's almost impossible because they're like, I could buy that on eBay. So people would come in, they would play Magic at the store, and they buy their stuff online. And eventually I just closed the store down. So they lost their little play center because they didn't support the store enough. How I made money? I had refrigerator in the store that I sold pop and stuff out of. because they'd want the pop, and you say, okay, give me a dollar for a can of pop, and it would make a little bit of money that way, you know. But basically, rent and everything will kill you because you don't make enough money off this product because you're dealing with all these big sellers online, and everybody has accounts online to buy things. So anyway, let's look at this card here. Enough of my stories of the past. That looks all good. Yeah. This could be a nice chunk of change. Oh, they say ain't print lines on camera. Let me take it off camera and look. There's the thinnest one in the world. Also, too, people will say like there's one going across this way and there's a couple going up and down. So this would be like probably better off sending this into Beckett and not PSA, because if they notice it, they'll just put it as a 9. Where really this should be like a mint card and get at least a 9.5. You know. So yeah, there's one going up and down, and there's one going this way. They're so faint. I don't know if you can see them in here. Anyway, that one Pokerev guy, he just pulled one of these. Exact same card that some guy paid $500 a pack for to get this card out of. This first edition, too. You know, I'm surprised I have this. So, he said the same thing that I just said. So, anyway, cool, huh? Good Pokemon for Trick Room in the video games, because he's slow. Alright, let's move on to show you the rest of these things. Didn't know that was first edition. The things you find out by looking twice. There's some Error Jungles in here too. I think that Vileplume is an error card that doesn't have the jungle symbol. I forgot I got some of these. This is EX Dragon, Delta Species, Rockets. That's a foil card too. Got a couple of those foils. My daughter has all the cards because I bought them and gave them to her. These are mine. I have hardly any. The rest of these back here, these are just rares that are not shiny. These ones all back here, so I'm not going to go through them all. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and give me a like and subscribe. I think I covered everything. I just want to tell you about grading, show you my symbol list, tell you that booster boxes are king in my opinion, and I wish I had more money to buy more boxes, and like I said, like and subscribe.